Hey everybody, welcome back to Kenshi. Doing um, another voiceover episode, edited episode. Um, got a lot of clips to go through, so get comfortable and bear with me. Uh, this first one up, I was just kind of sitting here letting people train, but I noticed there's a blood spot, like a big blood pile over at the other gate, and so pretty soon I'll notice and I'll zoom in over there, and it turns out the guards were just defending the city, beating up some hungry bandits and stuff. And while I was looking at this, I've been really desperate to get a Scorch Lander, and so I was like looking to see if any of them were Scorch Landers, maybe heal them up, bring them back. But then this guy just like walks in, and I was like, he's got a basket helm. I need that. It's a Scorch Lander. I need that. And so like immediately I went into okay, like it now it's Sad Neil's time to shine. All that stealth training he's been doing, and so I turn off the job, go to sneak the knockout or what do you call it? Yeah, I guess knockout, assassination, whatever you want to call it. Chance was really high, so I was like, okay, hell yeah. He's going in the bar. I didn't know kind of what to do there, but I go inside and I go to follow him. And so it turns out he was heading upstairs, and so that's okay because usually it's pretty empty upstairs. So I got there and he's just up here almost by himself, just chilling over here. Right there is a guard at the far end, and so I start trying to sneak and figure out what I'm gonna do. Couldn't quite break line of sight on the guard. And so I'm looking around like, okay, what? How am I gonna get this to work? So I start just trying to distract him and play around with his line of sight. Um, and uh, that was pretty funny. I wound up accidentally falling asleep there, and after a while, I was like, okay, I'm maybe I'll get a distracted like another person up here, and just let him do that. He just walks downstairs, and so instantly I was like, okay, no, now do it. So I go easy knockout. I grab him, and it's really funny too because this guard almost comes back up, but he like gets I don't know what the hell he did, but I go into get him back to base mode. Um, and I run into a couple weird things. Is I run through the bar, everybody sees me. I've got committing a crime up there, but nobody does anything, nobody stops. And so I stop over here to let my crime go down. And it's like, okay, once that's clear, I start making my way back. But it turns out like I'm because this is a kidnapping and not just like a pick up somebody you defeated in combat, like I guess you're continually considered to be committing the crime. That guard ran right past me, didn't even see me. And for some reason, once these Garu see me, it like triggers my crime countdown again. And so it was really weird, but I was just desperate to get this person back up in the cage. And I finally do. Just run them upstairs, and it was really funny here too because like I get out there and somebody sees me, and I'm just like, what the heck? I follow the arrow, and there's a guard at the very top of that other tower. Um, but again, they weren't doing anything. They weren't like the alarm wasn't raised. Guards didn't come running after me. I put the person in the cage and I run back downstairs, and it's like, okay, you know, they're secure, and then we'll see what we do next. And so then I kind of wait for their knockout timer to come back up so I can actually talk to them and recruit them. And so I recruit them and immediately regret my decision because I didn't realize at the time that the Scorchlander was a male. And just immediately I realized, and I'm like, oh. And so I had a real hard internal struggle here, trying to decide if I wanted to keep him or not. And I finally was like, okay, you know what? I'll let it happen. I just looked through his options real quick. Didn't really do much. I was like, okay, make him an old man. Give him beady eyes, and pretty much just call it good. And so I like how I can completely see like my hesitation in the video. I was like, okay, you know, just trying to get myself to go through with it. But so pretty quick, he actually had a lot of stats. It's kind of surprising. I hadn't even noticed until that point. But I was like, okay, well the whole point of getting a Scorchlander was to armorsmith and weaponsmith. So I sent Sadneil back to his training and built a armorsmithing and a weaponsmithing training dummy, and then in just a second here, I'll show you something that happened that was pretty funny here. So I set those down and I confirm it, and so everybody who's set to engineer immediately comes running. Some of them grab materials, some of them have materials, but they start setting up all these, and so we start getting a dog pile of engineers. And for the one in the corner, they wind up clipping Gurgle right through the floor. And that got me pretty good. But yeah, I said him start training, and it's like, all right, I'll give him a chance. But pretty much immediately, I sat and stared at him for a minute and was like, no, I no, can't do it. And so I just stripped him, gave his stuff to other people, and sent him on his way. I left him his weapon though. I guess that's something.
Good job!
So then, after all that, I was finally like, okay, it's time to send the boys out. Like everybody's trained up, all the girls are trained up, all the guys are trained up. Like it's time. We have enough money. It's time to finally go back to Black Desert City. Black Desert City, and so I got a little cinematic shot of the boys here. And so the plan is, head over to Black Desert City, grab a bunch of recruits, and head on back. First stop was going to be the way station. Hit the way station, and then finish the rest of the trip over there. Because I also wanted to have the girls do all the regular commerce we were doing every day. And then the boys set off, and they were out to do their stuff. Burns got left behind and had to catch up, but that's fine. That's fine. And yeah, so we head out. Destination way station. But I mean, right down the road, we get into our first altercation. I was keeping an eye out ahead of us, and sure enough, up that hill. I mean, we're not even like out of sight of Squin. This is right past where the girls were mining, and a sizable group of hungry bandits. We were far enough away to where I was kind of checking everybody to see how our stats were doing. I mean, it wasn't great, but some of us had some pretty high, stats, or decent stats, enough to fight, hungry bandits, but not quite outnumbered. But I was kind of thinking we're just far out enough to where I don't think we could, one, kind of kite them all the way back to town, and two, I don't think we could outrun them. So I was just like, okay, we're just gonna have to kind of let this play out. There were these wandering Shek over here from the Shek Kingdom. I thought maybe I could kite them into them. And then I mean, just right in front of me, I realized that there's one already in there, and they just started the fight. So I was like, okay, they're probably gonna do a heck of a lot of damage. So I might as well get in there while they're in there. And yeah, we just start going at it. And doing surprisingly well. Old Neil and Sad Neil are back here shooting. They do a whole lot of friendly fire, but I think Old Neil winds up running out of ammo and going melee just a bit later. But yeah, I'll just let this play, and I'll chime in here and there. Here comes old Neil because he ran out of ammo. Oh, there goes a limb. And then while we're having our fight, the girls get attacked on the other side of Squin where they're doing their mining. And it's like it's a pretty large group, and there's only two of them there, and so I kind of I was like, oh, okay, the everybody else will just run over and pitch in, but dude, nobody else was doing anything, and so I started manually picking people, having them run over, because it's just patch and streak over there. And again, kind of switching over to the guys, they clean up their fight, and I just they're just doing repairs and stuff, and so I wound up trying to take care of patch and streak, And they hold out incredibly well for just the two of them against that many. I think Streak goes down, Patch goes down, one of them goes down. Yeah, there goes Patch. Couldn't take that many. But Streak just holding out. Just holding out, waiting for the cavalry to arrive, you know? Then I noticed one of these bandits just like jetting off by himself. I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna like somebody's finally here. Nope, he's like running to engage Kang and Ruka. And then I noticed Moo and Wish are way over here fighting like just one of them way the heck out here. And it's really funny because they make short work of it. Then they just go back to work. They don't even like run over to help. So I have to like select them and bring them back over to the group to help because they're like our enforcers. They're the ones I specifically trained way higher than everybody else to be the ass beaters, you know? And then finally Ruka and Kang took care of their one dude, and then they're engaging there. Check back with the boys real quick. Some of the bandits are getting up and fighting back. They're just doing cleanup. And still, like, Moo and Wish are still so far away. But between the four of them, and, you know, Patch doing so much of the, well, soaking so much damage, I should say, Streak winds up getting back up. And, but dude, yeah, once Moo and Wish get over here, they're just, like, slapping people real good. So they finally clean everybody up and start, you know, doing medic work and stuff. And it was pretty funny because I'm still so desperate for a Scorch Lander. Like I'm searching the bodies, going like, okay, are any of these Scorch Landers, are any of these usable? They were not. They were not. And already some of the bandits started to get back up. But for the most part, that was pretty much over. Switching back to the boys, you know, just take stock, check everybody's wounds, and for the scuffle they got into, that was not bad. And they continued their journey. So the guys finally make it over into Skinner's room. You know, get into the valley, up and out of the valley, over the hill. We're in Skinner's room, just kind of making our way through. And just completely, you know, I'm keeping an eye out, you know, swinging the camera around, making sure we're not getting jumped, because I know this is where the like 40 plus hungry bandits spawn, right? I know they're here. I know they're waiting for us. But dude, I come over this ridge and they're right there. They just spawn right in front of me, like within aggro range. Yeah, right there. They completely caught me off guard. I immediately start running the other way, and somehow, I don't know how, like we pull maybe a quarter, maybe a third of them without aggroing the rest. And so I'm like, oh my god, you know, just get everybody behind this rock, and just, you know, just try to survive. And this was pretty crazy because this is a lot, you know. And yeah, I'm really amazed at how well old Neil did and how well Rusty did. And I go back to the girls and they're getting jumped again. But look at Moo just absolutely just like taking swaths of them, just absolutely taking them apart. And see, this time, like Ruka and Kang just immediately run over and help instead of just like letting them fight. So I completely like ignore them because I was like, okay, they can take care of themselves. But yeah, dude, it was crazy. And here's where I'm kind of getting upset with the dialogue because there's just so much dialogue going on, and when your person's talking, it cuts out their nameplate, and so it kind of bugs me because if I pause at some point in here, I pause and I'm trying to find one of my guys, but I can't because their nameplate's gone. And even when I like center the camera on them, I can't see. But yeah, look at that. Look at old Neil just he's got one arm down, swinging his weapon, still able to defend against this one. Just, I mean, absolutely amazing. He does wind up going down, but my goodness, what a champ. And it was so funny because out of nowhere, a little earlier, there was like a bull. A bull started helping me, and thank goodness for this bull because I'm pretty sure it would have gone a lot worse if the bull hadn't just wandered in and started fighting. But he does crazy damage. He winds up going down too. But but yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. Like here, I sort of realize I've been sort of like tunnel visioning, tunnel visioning this, and so I zoom out. I saw those chickens scared the hell out of me because I thought it was more bandits. But you know, quick check around, see if any more bandits are showing up or anything. And here you can start to get some pretty good shots of Rusty's friendly fire, just repeatedly hitting last Neil and Burn. He actually takes Burn down. It's pretty hilarious. Man, that's too good, too good. I was cracking up so hard. But I just do a quick check on the girls, you know, make sure they're not getting in too much trouble. Switch right back. And it's really funny because like two more times it looks like Rusty knocks us out again. But if you watch it real close, it's you can tell that they're getting knocked out by the bandits. Pretty funny though. But yeah, we wind up taking them all out, and the boys run over and start repairing each other. Uh, Burns and Sad kneel down, but and I mean that's a good chunk of damage going on. And again, the girls get back in trouble. Like it's just stragglers. Just Moo takes them out with like a single hit. Just slap. All right, back to the guys. But yeah, just absolute carnage. Some of the bandits are like walking around, but I was just like, just leave them tend to the wounds, and we'll finally get out of there. And it did leave. I think Rusty. I can't remember how bad old Neil was, but at least Rusty had like a busted leg, and so the rest of the trip took so long to get through the mountains. It was really funny, and I don't see that I have the footage, but it was really funny because after we sneak around the mountain pass, there was another, like, it wasn't the huge 40 group of bandits, but it was a pretty large group of bandits. But they were actually taken out by bulls and chickens. And, like, just thank goodness, because I wouldn't have been able to avoid them, outrun them, or fight them. So, thank goodness for nature. But yeah, after that, we just slowly made our way to Black Desert City, and here we are. We made it. Sad Neil's just getting back from a stealth mission. Wound up stealing a couple items from the robotic vendor here. I didn't go crazy like stealing all the masterwork limbs or anything like that. I just grabbed a couple. I can't remember if those were masterworker specialists, but just like two arms, just to offset the money that we're going to be spending getting all these recruits. Because I think the what we wound up getting 6 or 7 recruits, and most of them cost 6K, so it's gonna cost quite a bit. And so, like I said, I just wanted to one, see if Sad Neil could pull it off, and two, to kind of help offset the cost of all this. But we go about getting our recruits. We get Elbum, or whatever his name is. He'll be known as Chonky Boy, because he's the chonkiest boy. And I recruit these guys all the time, so I have like preset bodies for them. Yeah, see this Chonky Boy. And then that's one. And then there's somebody else in there. I think it's Stibble, whatever his name is. Yeah, who is this? Stilma? Yeah. And he's like the scout uh the scout version. I made him a little skinny boy. So he's good at crossbow, and he basically has built-in scout legs and stuff, so he's a fast boy. And then before we head downstairs, I actually have Sad Neil, because we recruited everybody upstairs. I had Sad Neil just check the lock chests up here, which I think we just got some more repair kits. Like, that is one, that's a hell of a lot of repair kits, and two, that's a hell of a lot of money if we choose to sell it. But we're gonna have a hell of a lot of skeletons, so that's not a bad idea to have those. And I think much later on I wind up distributing those between all the new recruits, because I think they all come with like one, but they're randomly generated with how many charges they have left. So most of them have, half used, mostly used repair kits. So just nice to throw like a fresh one on them. But then yeah, we head downstairs to go get more people. And and yeah, we get Zero, Kerblam. I can never remember the buggy guy's name. Um, yeah, Zero. I make him another beanpole skinny guy. Um, yeah, I love him. He's great. It's also funny because he comes with like an empty grog can in his inventory. But then Kerblam, oh my goodness, I love this guy. He's the biggest boy, and I love him. Uh, yeah, the biggest boy. Um, and then this guy Stribblem, uh, also a little bug boy. I think he's the um, stealth limbs guy. Uh, and then I know there's Skeleton, but I don't know if there's anybody else other than Skeleton. And Skeleton's really awesome. Like, it's a dude, and I hate it, but he's just like he's a skeleton bandit, and he's just like chill and recruitable. I also like how badly his like that crossbow's broken there for no reason. I don't know. Um, but I was thinking about just making him temporary, replacing him with a female. Um, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna call him Skeleton Mark One. Maybe we'll get a Mark Two. Maybe we'll get him some friends. Um, but I think I'm going to keep him. I think. Um, but yeah, I just kind of fiddle with the settings a little bit. I don't change anything too crazy. Um, Wind up giving him a lot of giving him kind of all that hair, the big old beard, the hair. Um, yeah. Yeah. So it's Skeleton Mark One all set. Um, we're pretty much ready to head back because um, I do. Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure because like in my other in a lot of my other playthroughs, um, I will just pretty much knock out like people all over the town and recruit them because they have insanely high stats. You know, uh, they have good equipment, um, and so it's just a really easy way to fill your ranks with really high level people. So I might be doing that later on. I'm not sure. I might just do it a little more organically to where if I see them like run by the outpost, I'll knock them out and do that. Like the tech hunters, like a lot of the skeleton tech hunters that will walk by your outpost will kind of be the same. They'll be high level, good gear, um, and and most of all like easy pickings. But after just kind of sitting in town a second, we're ready to head back out. Uh, and with everybody all set together, um, I start having us run towards back to Skinner's Rome. Um, we'll get into a little bit of trouble here, but I'll just speed this along for a bit. But then it was kind of funny because as we're just running along the plains in information, I was like, oh, you know what, this is a good cinematic shot uh, opportunity, and so I put it on normal speed, turn off the HUD, and just kind of enjoy him walking through dead lands. So I'll let you enjoy. But yeah, and then we just make our way home. I apparently lost another clip, but we recruited a spider bot after we got jumped by one. So we have Squibby, and he's a lot of fun. But so we'll leave you with this outro. Skeleton just doing his work, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Be safe, think critically, and yeah, stop recording.